Yes, trials and temptation is just it's just a ladder to take you to a higher ground. So don't be too worried if you go through some things. It's just a ladder. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, the States. Good morning, my lovely people, wherever you are watching this program this morning. We are glad. Welcome you to yet another interesting edition of Mixed Grill. My name is Chioma Ogungbenro. How was your night? Hope you had a wonderful night. Wherever you are watching us all over the world on our social handles, we love you. Want to tell you, say, welcome. Oh, how na day? How body under clothes? Now be how many times will be say person fall, will be say not be man. Now how many times will you fall if you stand up? Now they take be no person will be good man. So trials and temptation, and just ladder to catapult you to another place. So the one way they go through now and just not say now to catapult you to another place. So now welcome to Mixed Grill. Now so we they do them every Wednesday morning like this. Now this one I be your midweek tonic. Make you take inform, entertain and educate you for things where we say they go for town, things where you suppose know. The one way you don't know say where you suppose add to your knowledge. We don't land again this morning. My name is Chioma Ogungbenro. Namio and my party go day here together. Entiwa ekabo. Bólódé ṣé nǹkan tó ṣan dùn rẹ̀ ká má dé náà pẹnu ká má fà á lọ́gùn àtúndé láàárọ̀ yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò Mixed Grill bá ṣe máa dàpọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ kí lẹ mọ̀ nípa typhoid fever a máa sọ fún yín àti oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ èmi ní kọ́kọ́ mo wá sóde ètò lónìí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pàdé mi náà wà ń bí bó ni wà káàárọ̀ ṣó jí dáadáa bó lọ́dẹ ọdẹ dùn ó dẹ̀ bá mi káwọn èèyàn wá nílé.
Akin káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yín ètò wa Mixed Grill orúkọ mi ni Ọlátúnjí Aṣọ̀gbọ́n.
Ríyá èdè yẹn ò tí ì parí.
My people una well done o good morning welcome to our ogbonge program the Mixed Grill where we dey mix tribes with vibes to purely bring to you important conversations and topical issues wey dey happen for dis our obodo Nigeria.
Yes, okay. And you never finish on now. I think you go school. Oh. Have you no go school? We pay for that school matter. And also your parents pay. They pay school fees. I mean they no pay tuition. Speak grammar for them. They no say now you dey here. I beg.
Good morning, my people. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Ondo State. Good morning, Akure City. Welcome to the Mixed Grill program, where we bring to you topical issues, health matters, and everything affecting Nigerians.
Thank you. Today we have a lot of interesting things for you. Dr. Aladisuru will be coming in shortly now. We want to talk about typhoid fever. You know what it be typhoid? Boya na fever, boya na be fever. I don't even understand. And we will talk about girls. Hey, this thing where we say then they kidnap. Shena be say they won't put us under one cover, say make we know they come out again. There are a lot of things though. And justice delayed too. We will also talk about it. A lot of interesting things 9 days inside our package this morning. A very big thank you to our producer that doesn't even sleep. He will just be saying, Choma, why don't we do it this way? People need to understand this. Well, after this, we'll be bringing in our doctor, Dr. Aladisuru, to talk about typhoid fever. So let's go over there.
Segment we're bringing to you seasoned barrister AKINNIFESI and TONNIE. Still talking about the girl child and the risk of the women to banditry. You're welcome to the show, barrister.
Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor to be here.
It's a pleasure.
Well, it's still the show Mixed Grill. Barrister AKINNIFESI. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín.
Ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ Yorùbá. Torí ètò Mixed Grill lẹ́wà o.
Most of the time, I'm a code mix.
I'm a code mix, yeah. I'm a barista mi. So that a lè pass message yìí across sáwọn èèyàn kó lè yé wọn dáadáa.
Ben.
Yes, and you know why we brought a barrister into the house this morning? The law and security, especially when it comes to girls, child, women, we are at risk with what is happening in this country now. Remember, we talked about your health, then we flap it over to talk about the girl child. Now, let's talk about the law and the insecurity that is in the land. Then why our girls? Barrister, do you believe there is insecurity in the land?
Yes, of course.
Are you serious?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
There is. At least it's all over the news, so it's not something new.
It's not something new.
It's not something new. It's what we see every day. It's
And
a
what's the
modern
law
day reality.
saying about this thing?
Well, the law criminalize banditry. It also criminalize kidnapping. It criminalize any act of terrorism whatsoever. Our criminal code act, which is equally domesticated in several state laws, criminalize kidnapping, and in fact, you can get maximum punishment to tune of life imprisonment in some states and death in some other states as well. But despite all this, we realize the fact that these are still become a prevalence in the society that is still at bay, and we are trying to nip in the bud.
Okay. Kidnapping has been on and on, since the olden days. But recently we find it that it's just as if it's rampant. In 2014 to 2017, we have this Boko Haram just sneaked into our country as if it was just a green snake under the green grass, and they were like doing some things and forcing, especially girls and women are vulnerable. Now, what do you think the law should be towards this?
Well, I personally feel the law should be more protective towards the women, in the sense that if we look at this whole banditry issue of a thing, why if a man is kidnapped and God forbid maybe even killed, it would be like a national tragedy. But when it comes to women and our girl child, children rather, it's more than that. It is more like them even facing a living death ever since they have been kidnapped. In the sense that there are various type of things that can actually happen to them in the course of being kidnapped. It is not just about the ransom now. It is mostly about subjecting them to sexual slavery. Yes, which can equally cause all this PTSD and the likes. And even when they are returned back to the society, the psychological trauma, and the society would even label them. Yes, we have issues like that, whereby they would just look at them and know this person has been exploited already. You should, the stigma remains forever. So most of them now, as a result of this, fall into what we call depression, and in most cases, they attempt suicide. So the law should be more proactive towards this. What we have been having so far, to the best of my knowledge, is just being reactive. When we realize that some persons are kidnapped, especially the girl children and all, the government will just, maybe an official of the government will just come and say, we condemn in strong terms the kidnapping of the Chibok girls, just to...
Yes, then.
Yeah,
yes,
then.
we have the Chibok girls
So,
thing.
it should be more proactive. The government should be more proactive against this menace that is actually bedeviling the society at large.
Oh, we know you, barristers, lawyers, you have a right to fight for us. Why is it that we are not finding people to fight at this particular?
No, the issue is that before you can even say you want to fight for victims, there has to be an arrest.
Okay.
That is it. So we have what I would call an underlying systemic failure in that regard, in the sense that police are unable to even ascertain these perpetrators, not to talk of arresting them. So if they are not being arrested, how should they be prosecuted? And don't forget the fact that even in law, there's what it calls, where it's called presumption of innocence. That is one of the lapses we have in our law. Even in glaring situations, the law still presume them innocent until proven guilty in law.
Okay, now we have them. It's all over. They come around, they kidnap. At the end of the day, they ask for ransom, and all we just see that they will release some people. Is the law not, having some? Are they not having some parts to play in the ransom being paid to them, or do we just keep on paying ransom like this, and the law will just sit down and you people will just be in the law court? So
Yes,
how do we have it?
and the thing is, even ransom payers are enablers.
They are enablers.
They are enablers of this menace we are facing. But then, if we look at it morally, from the moral angle, we are not going to really blame them. We just want to survive at the end of the day, regardless of what steps need to be taken in actually actualizing that. But the law, that is even what constitutes kidnapping. Ransom must have been demanded.
Yes.
Yes, before you can actually say this is a case of kidnapping. So the law prohibits ransom paying in all forms. But then we realize that people are still paying. In fact, it is equally reported that some police officers, with due respect to them, do even advise victims just go and pay this. Go and pay. Because they are actually short-staffed. That is our police. Apart from the fact that they are short-staffed, they don't have adequate equipment to face these people. Recently, one of the bandits went live on TikTok, this social media platform, TikTok, and was addressing soldiers that they do count bullets for you now, but we can actually just shoot sporadically as we like. So that is one of the issues that we have. We have inadequate resources. Our security personnel are outgunned. They are equally out personnel.
Who is to blame?
Yes.
Who is to blame?
Well, I would say the government. I would say the government, in the sense that,
Is it the government or the law?
I would say the government.
Okay.
The reason why I would say the government is that Section 14 sub 2b of the Constitution, now you said, security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Every other things are ancillary. If we are talking about the main reason why government is there is to secure our lives and properties, coupled with the welfare of the people. So government should take proactive measures towards this. Recently, we realized that the Eruku victims in Kwara State and that of another northern state, they were recently released and all that. But we are not talking about the mode of release.
How did they release themselves?
Because I heard it's just through a non-kinetic approach, according to them. A non-kinetic approach. No arrest was made. And I'm sure that they cannot just release those victims without something. It's not possible.
We must have used
We
something.
must be realistic at this point in time. So I feel, apart from the fact that there is one thing for a law to be and for the enforcement of same. So I would advise that our law, our security personnel should be well funded. Once they are well funded, they'll be able to take care of this menace. And again, I'm still going into it. We have to equally look at state policing. All this state police, it has to be imbibed in our society. Reason being that visitors cannot just come from outside and then know our terrains more than the locals. So we must ensure this, that there is a synthetic relationship between between our security personnel and the locals. They'll be able to say, okay, I equally heard there is a video trending on social media as well, whereby I think in Castina, they said some bandits actually attacked a particular community, and those ones equally, they actually grouped themselves and went to go and kidnap the bandits' families. Yes, I heard about that, reportedly though. And at the end of the day, they actually got their own people down back in exchange for the persons kidnapped, the families of the bandits as well. So I'm not encouraging self-help, because if we are not careful, it might get to this. People will start to stand and feel like, no, The government cannot protect us. The government is losing legitimacy, and then we should just take over and fight for ourselves. I pray it doesn't get to that.
Amen.
Barrister AKINNIFESI,
Yes, sir.
in 2014, Nigeria recorded up to 2,500 terrorism-related deaths. What legal failures allowed this multiple-fold escalation of this terrorism?
Yes, it is because terrorism is now seen as a lucrative business, in the sense that arrests, like I've said earlier on, arrests are not being made. And once ransom are being paid, like we've been saying earlier, then definitely it would further fuel this. The main reason why these persons, these bandits, are going into the business, so to speak, is for economic gains at the end of the day. So looking at the fact that it keeps thriving and thriving, people keep paying ransoms, and by so doing they get more arms. They are able to take care of themselves as well. So there is a get rich quick syndrome instead of actually working or doing a decent job. So the law in essence has actually been fighting. There is a law in place for banditry, for kidnapping. But what I would keep on saying is the fact that we need to be able to nip this matter in the bud by arrest. We have to arrest. We have to be able to ascertain the perpetrators. Who are these persons that are actually causing this mine? Without this,
So,
there will be nothing.
to you, in your own personal opinion, and to you as someone that protects the law, do you think this is more of religiosity, or is it about ethnicity, about this banditry, everything?
I would not say it's just religious based. I wouldn't say, because from recent I've been able to realize the fact that both Muslims, Christians, traditional worshippers alike, everybody has been affected. It does not have to do with the reason why we are seeing more of this is maybe owing to the fact that Christians do come out to say, okay, this is what we are facing. And of course they are right.
Because most of the time
Yes.
we've not seen them, just entering into where the Muslim worships and kidnap them there.
Yes,
But
but
most of the time they've always come to the Christian areas
Yes.
and go to the traditional rulers and kidnap them. So don't you think it has some religious hand in there? And your own personal opinion.
my own personal opinion, I think it's semi-based. It's not actually really the issue. The issue is not religious-based, so to speak,
Okay.
or holistically. I would buttress this by saying mosque has actually been bombed as well in recent times in the north. When they kidnap, they wouldn't even ask if you are a Christian, a Muslim, or a traditional worshipper. In as much as they just want ransom to be paid, they want to get something in return, they don't care about that. So in my own humble opinion, I feel it's not actually religious based, but social media is a platform whereby you can easily just air your grievances. And I think there was a pastor in the northern area that was very vocal about this. He was the one that was able to call the attention of the international body to actually come to our aid.
Okay, with what we are saying, and you as a custodian of law, don't you think we need help? Don't you just think? Because in 2014, the Chibok girls were kidnapped. One way or the other, it was swept under the carpet as if nothing happened. Gradually, we enter 2020, the kidnap just keep on increasing, and it was this. No, don't worry. It's political. It's this, is that, and gradually the thing is the monster is now growing and growing. In fact, we are sitting here. Somebody doesn't even know anything that will happen next. So don't you think this thing has gotten to a stage that we cannot just handle it alone? We can't pick one arrest, and we have military people. We have people that are securing us. Don't you think we need aid?
Of course, at this point we do. But the situation of thing is that Nigeria is a sovereign state. We are being egoistic about it, in the sense that we can take care of
expense
at the expense of our well-being.
Oh, wow.
in the sense that we can take care of our own internal crisis without, calling on global bodies
Bodies
for
to
help. But
assistance.
as it stands, we have to be able to come to the realization that we cannot do it alone. The government cannot do it alone. It is clear. If they can do it alone, then since those Shibok eras, we would have been able to, nip this matter in the bud. But as we speak now, because from 2014 to now, I think report has it that over 14,000 girl
Yes, we
children
have
has
the
actually
reports,
been
yes.
has actually been
Kidnapped.
kidnapped and all that.
Mm.
So we cannot continue to fold our hands and be like, Nigeria is working. For God's sake, this is the primary purpose of government. Security of the persons inhabiting Nigeria.
To your own view, most of the time this thing is just targeted women and children. What do you think makes them target women and children?
That's because they are vulnerable. And again, especially women. Women are being targeted for more than, like I said earlier on, for more than this ransom paying or thereabout. It is all about making women means of compensation to their recruits.
Wow.
Yes. They subject them to sexual slavery. They harass them. So it is even better for them to actually kidnap women more than kidnapping men. They know that at the end of the day, you can only just get ransom when it comes to men. But for women, what they do is to actually subject them to this sexual exploitation that would further ruin their lives.
Okay. Now, looking at the court, why should the court be dragging cases? Sometimes they'll say, these people, we got them, but we have trained them. So the court will just be dragging that case until somebody will come, and before you know it, we just not hear anything again about such thing. Why do courts drag cases?
Thank you very much for this wonderful question, ma. The answer to this is not far-fetched. When it comes to this issue, we'll look at the number of cases that we have. They are even more than the personnel handling it. They are more than our courts. They are more than the judges and the magistrates that are actually handling this particular matter. So as a result of which, they are short-staffed. And again,
they are short-staffed.
Yes, yes, they are short-staffed, because I've been in a court where a judge, one singular judge, would have to attend to like 40 cases in a day, slated in the course list.
Why?
That is because at the end of the day, they have to be able to work towards speedy dispensation of justice, and by so doing, they are still failing in that regard because of the enormous workload on them. It is too much. And even again, we are still operating in what I call manual transmission of cases, in the sense that our judges would have to write in longhand. You call witness.
Don't you have a secretary? When you talk, your secretary just keep on typing?
There should be a stenographer, actually.
Yeah, the way we just speak
yes,
up,
but we've not been able to adopt it in our court system. We are still following the archaic legal procedure of doing things. Just like we lawyers would actually go to court where we can go, whether it is actually even sunny or not, whether it is hot or not.
Maybe there is AC there or not.
or
you just
not.
keep on
We
wearing.
just keep on wearing. So that is the situation of things. And these so-called colonizers that we actually, because this is one of the relics of colonialism, yes, and those that we actually inherited this from has since moved on. So
Because I remember in the olden days we have courts, even before in the olden days in forefathers, they sit down together, the king would say this is wrong, and they keep instantly, they will just do what they will have the judgment, and everyone will keep on going. Now these banditry and those bandits, sometimes they will come to the court, and you lawyers, we keep on appealing for them and say, no, he just he has his right to do this, and that's why, and we know what they are doing is wrong. Why?
yes,
To a layman, that's the question someone
Yes.
out there will ask.
that's actually a very important one as well.
Yes.
And like I mentioned it earlier on, I said there is what we call presumption of innocence. In the sense that everybody, regardless of the crimes committed, even a murder, a murderer that was actually
Caught red-handed.
yes, that was caught red-handed, will still be presumed innocent until proven guilty. So that is actually the issue. And everybody, regardless of either you are a perpetrator of a crime or you are a victim, you have a right to adequate legal representation.
So because of the legal representation and because of you lawyer, you want to be rich, even at the expense of anybody or anything happening, you just want to prove that person innocent.
No, even if there is no lawyer willing, there is no private legal practitioner willing to take it up, it behoves on the court to actually get a legal aid counsel for any defendant that has been arraigned before a court. They have a right to legal representation. That is our law. And when we look at sinner crimes like US and other, they equally have this.
So somebody should just come and plead for you.
You just have to have someone so that the essence of fair hearing would actually be maintained.
Okay.
So that is it.
Okay. Tunji, are you off?
Coming to the book of law, the Constitution, what must change for women to actually feel safer?
Women are not safe in this country. In anything, even domestic things, you will still find lawyers that want to support the men for slapping the wife that he has the right to his property and other things. So I think there are laws that should be changed. What are those laws you think or should be put in place to give women a fair hearing and
Well, I feel there are laws in place, like I've said, and most of our laws are not actually gender based. That is the issue. They are not gender based in the sense that this is not a law for males, law for females. They are just all encompassing. So I would advise, it would be my humble opinion that some laws should be put in place to take care of these victims.
Okay, the victims.
The victims to take care of them. Now it's not a preventive measure, but rather a post measure to what had already been done.
Okay.
Like for someone that has actually been kidnapped and all that, that person, especially a female that has been sexually exploited, has to be rehabilitated. There should be a welcoming environment, an enabling environment where they can easily just heal naturally. And what can make them heal is the fact that justice is not delayed. By so doing, for instance, now let's give this scenario whereby a girl child is actually being kidnapped. The delay would come where instead of the law enforcement agencies making arrests, that folding their arms, doing nothing. That is justice delayed.
Remember a girl that was killed somewhere, and at the end of the day, till now, the justice is being delayed.
That is it.
So in a situation like that.
And when we look at justice is tripartite. It is in three ways.
Yes.
To the victim, to the perpetrators, to the society at large. So what is justice for those victims? This can only be achieved by actually making arrest, by actually tracing, and we have to embrace technological advancement.
Who is at the tail end to make arrests now? Because I remember there are people they arrested them. All what we learned later was that they just said, oh, we have to absorb them back to we have rehabilitated them and they are now back to the society. Even we have to put them in our military and train them on some of the banditries. Do you think such thing can work very well, or is it just a loophole to weaken our military?
It's just a loophole. You are very right in actually going towards that direction, because I see no reason why someone that actually stole Maggie at the market will be prosecuted, and a bandit will be given a second chance. It shouldn't be. And by so doing, we are encouraging them. They are not actually seeing the repercussion of what they are doing. And that is the more reason why they would equally continue in this very
And
act.
even call others to join
And
them.
call others to join them.
Because any young person seeing them will say, Hamo, in Nigeria, if you do it right, you will not get it.
That is
but
it.
when you do it wrong,
That
they will
is
just rehabilitate you back again.
Just like I've said, on TikTok you see them displaying cash, lots amount of cash.
Why is it difficult to arrest them? Since you can arrest me if I say anything bad to the president
exactly.
now, they will pick me.
Exactly.
So why is it difficult to arrest them? Why do you think it's difficult to arrest them?
Me, I believe there is what is called there is a leech in our military infrastructure. You know, by leech I mean there is someone.
There's a loophole somewhere.
Yes, there's a loophole somewhere.
There's an insider somewhere.
There's an insider that is actually, benefiting from this menace.
We learned a whole general was killed and nothing
And
till
nothing was
now.
done.
A whole
Nothing
general
was
of the country.
Which is actually very, very bad. In Senate crimes, those perpetrators would have been nabbed. And now we need to equally embrace technological advancement. We need to be able to make use of technological measures like what they call this technological measures to actually nab these persons. Our weapons, the weapons we use, are actually inferior to
them.
that our security operatives use are actually inferior to that of these bandits.
Okay,
so
now for such things, poor people, poor men can't buy what is with them. Then there was this social media handle I saw something, people giving them a whole tanker of petrol, giving them petrol, and sometimes they give them food. Don't you think we have some international body fueling this thing? To you, don't you think there is?
Yes, they have their sister bodies. We have the Aquida, we have ISIS. Yes, so we equally have we have a whole lot of international terrorism syndicates that are actually fueling these and empowering them economically to further cause mayhem in our society. So these persons are being encouraged by both local personnel and international militias to cause, and they have a goal. Terrorism is basically the end product of terrorism is causing destabilization in our society.
To make sure we are not in peace, so that they can just come in and
exactly. And again, I think most of this is owing to some radical doctrination.
Like,
I don't want to go into with no offense to our Muslim brothers.
okay.
There are some radical preaching that we even hear on social media, like there should be nothing like westernization and all that. And these people are using they are using the benefit of westernization. They are using phones to communicate. They are using gadgets and all that. If you know that you are against westernization, why not keep on using bow and arrow to attack? Why using AK-47? Why using RPGs and the likes? So that is one of the issues that we're actually facing, and that is what is fueling kidnapping, banditry, and terrorism the more.
Okay, now does the lawyers share the same opinion that the prevailing banditry in our country is more targeted to the girls? Does the law say it that way?
The law does not say it that way.
Okay.
But nevertheless, when we look at our society, we realize the fact that women in this kind of scenario are like kind of endangered species, in the sense that they target them, like they do that strategically. Yes, they know what they are doing about it. They know that apart from ransom, they have various other things
to gain from them.
Unlike a man,
you go kidnap fine girl, and this go first of all look and say,
exactly.
They on down, then
exactly.
you ask, give me money again.
Yes.
So it's like taking two.
And not to talk of the fact that some radicals, like we've mentioned earlier, they believe there is a reward for them in heaven for perpetrating such menace. Not to talk of the fact that they are not even gaining what they are expected to gain in heaven right here on earth. So it would further fuel kidnapping, it would fuel banditry and the likes.
Okay, with what you're seeing presently, don't you think this thing gradually will take the girl child back to the room? You know, presently now, everybody's taking their girl child off school.
Yes.
Nobody in the house, don't go to school since they are targeting us. I beg, sit down for house, so you know, waka come out here. Now be say this thing one day, they're not going to allow us go school again. Maybe say they won't kill all our girl child for us.
It's actually coming to that if we are not careful.
Okay.
It is coming to that in the sense that people are now, like you've rightly said, people are now withdrawing their girl child or girl children from schools to protect them. And at the end of the day, this would affect our national productivity, because once our female children have been illiterate or uneducated, it would affect us. Because when we look at the situation of things in Nigeria or in the society at large, we will realize the fact that women are more proficient when it comes to nurturing children. So if an uneducated woman is actually nurturing a child, it will be different from the way an educated person would actually do. So I think it is better we nip this matter in the bud before it escalates to
Tunji, maybe you want to ask your question before we say thank you to
Barrister
Lord,
AKINNIFESI.
Yes,
In summary, the delayed justice, and do you want to accept that delayed justice, do you want to accept that the bar and bench contributes to increase in banditry?
Since
and
you people are
terrorism in
delaying
Nigeria,
justice
since
all the
justice is
time,
delayed?
and let me add my own question then. Since there is no corporal punishment, there is no killing. I remembered when I was still young, anytime they caught any man that steals, you know, they will say go and execute. Then they will call us children to come and watch them. You know, one thing you want to agba, and you Baba ṣe ń lọlé amaro. Olúwa mi ò ní jalè láyé mi, mi ní jalè láyé mi. You know, we'll be saying that. Then that fear will be in us that if you just still peke, so even to our mother's sport, we tó bá ti jalè wọ́n lọ fẹ̀yìn ti àgbà. You know, it's inculcates fear in us, and so don't you think because there is no corporal punishments, you people are just putting hands together with the government to make sure banditry continue jare as law enforcement people, as people that are custodians of law?
Thank you very much, for the question. That's quite a good one. But I would quickly mention the fact that when we look at judiciary as a whole, there is no total independence as we speak, and that is one of the things we are actually agitating for. Ondo State has been coming up in that regard, and we pray that in very soon we would have total full autonomy for the judiciary in the state and in the country at large. Now when we look at the bar and the bench can only adjudicate on matters. Bench they comprise of the judges, the magistrates. You know, they adjudicate on matters brought to court.
If you no bring, I no see.
I no see.
Now wetin you bring, I see.
That is it. And lawyers, and for lawyers, majority of us, the society don't realize the fact that we have public lawyers that are actually prosecutors. They are working in ministries, in government ministries. They are the ones that are actually saddled with the responsibility of prosecuting these offenders. Yes. Why at the magistrate court level, the police, we still have the police as a prosecutor in magistrate courts. But when it comes to the High Court and other courts of records, we have prosecutors that are from the Ministry of Justice that handle issues like this, that prosecute crimes. Why we, the private legal practitioners, we can only defend. That is what
defend me.
That is.
Now waiting you bring on my table, I see.
Exactly.
Now go take defend you.
That is just it. And you know, when perpetrators are even desirous of getting legal representative, they would actually deny the fact that they did it, and you were not there. And law is not based on assumption.
It's based on
It's
evidence.
based on real facts and evidence. that is one of the issues that we're actually facing. So that is why it brings me to the fact that the government has a role to play,
A bigger role now.
a bigger role to play
Mm.
in making sure that all of our institutions are actually well equipped,
Okay.
be it the judiciary, be it our security apparatus and the likes. They have to be well funded. They have to be well manned, and they have to be able to deploy strategic um, assistance to prosecutors that will be able to actually deal with these perpetrators. But without arrest,
Without that, nothing.
nothing can be done.
Well, before we let you go, in Ondo State, how is our judiciary? What's the government? What's the relationship? Hope is a beautiful one, right? Aṣàgbọ̀pọ̀ ṣe ń kọ́lé fún yín gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ṣe àbẹ̀wò ní alẹ́. Governor wa ń ṣiṣẹ́ gan o.
Governor wa ń ṣiṣẹ́. Governor wa ń ṣiṣẹ́, but we can only to whom much is given, much is equally expected. So, in as much as we applaud the governor for
doing a very good job.
For doing a very good job so far,
okay,
we believe it can get improved over time.
Thank you very much for joining us today. I know you must have gained something special with our barrister, our lawyer, Baba Bari, Baba Loyi, Eshe, Edapun, Eba Banditry. It is well. And this is how far we can go. Thank you very much. Tunji, your bye-bye now.
It was a tough conversation.
Tough indeed.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching the Miss Girl program this morning. I am Olatunji Ashogbon.
Thank you very much, Olatunji Ashogbon, and to the barrister. And thank you very much. This is how far we can go. A very big thank you to our producer, Femi Ayekomilogbon. Thank you. And for everyone that has joined on together this morning to make this program success. This is how far we can go. Until next week, we shall be coming back again. My name is Chioma Ogungbero, saying, have a nice time. Take good care of yourself. Please take care of the girl child. Bye.